Welcome to the Supernatural Station podcast, the only train ticket to the abyss where you go further and further to the unexplained. I'm your host, Jaron Daniels, and joined with me is my twin brother, Roman Daniels. How you doing, Rome?
I'm doing great. It's Friday night. Love it. And we got a great guest lined up, I think. So
Why do you
I'm
think I'm
psyched.
why do you think I'm smiling? I'm always smiling because I'm so excited about this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And we got a new studio, by the way, everyone. So if you're gonna see the video version, we finally have a place to film. This is the first time we're actually filming anything, which is awesome. So we have an awesome guest today, and I've been talking to him. We had a little FaceTime, we had some conversations. We're friends now, and I'm proud to say that because I always love to meet new people, and the fact that we're
Yes.
literally across the country, USA all day, but the fact that he's in Florida, and his name's John Stewart, and he joins us from Florida, kind of mid Florida, and he's part of he's part of the Mid Florida Bigfoot Research Group, but he's not really a member per se. But he's been involved with them quite a bit. And when I started talking to him, there's things that were way before that. The reason he's even involved in this world in general is because of an experience. Um, it's good to have you on, John, and there's a lot more behind that that we haven't even talked about.
Yeah,
So,
we're gonna let him get into it.
how are
So
you doing tonight, John?
I am doing fantastic.
awesome.
Good.
Fantastic. Cloud nine.
I love it. I just got a brand new pillow that was called Cloud 9, and it's like $25, and it's a side sleeping pillow, and it's awesome. So
See,
there
we
you go.
pay attention to all
And,
those things, like all the little synchronicities.
Yeah.
all the dots are connecting, brother.
Yeah.
Let
Can
me
you
let me tell
imagine?
you this is going to blow your mind.
Oh
Blow your
yeah,
mind.
I'm excited. Well, can you
Like
imagine
and
spending 20?
like I said earlier, just last night, some wild stuff. So
Yeah,
we're getting
Oh
into it.
man. I'm
dude,
excited.
this is
It's
going to be a
it's
lot of
great.
fun, and it's my favorite subject. I think it's Roman's favorite subject.
Yep.
The thing is the most tangible thing. There's other things, right? There's the dog man, there's the there's ghostly things. There's a lot of other stuff. Guardian angel experiences, which I do want to do an experience or an episode on that because
Yeah.
we need the good and the bad. Um,
Yeah.
but I will say, John, like, dude, you had one of the craziest experiences. We talked off air, and I think for me, I don't know how I would have reacted. And I remember you were saying how you reacted, but I'm excited to rehear it because this was like a class A sighting. This is like a really close sighting.
Yeah.
Most people don't have something that close.
Oh yeah. Very surprising.
So hey
Um,
John, why don't you just tell us what happened? Like where were you? What were you doing? And just get into it. That'd be awesome.
okay. So at the time, I worked for Time Magazine. I worked second shift helping. Actually, everybody left except the security guard there. And I just wanted to get some, it was time sensitive stuff.
Hmm.
I can't say what it was, but it was very popular. Um, Sweepstakes. So you
Okay.
I
probably
got you.
get it. Yeah. Okay. So I can't say, but yeah, I already signed the paper. But but I can't. Anyway, I told my boss at the time. I said, look, because I told him I'll do it. I don't want to leave work. At the time, I lived like 45 minutes away in Zephyr Hills, so I'll stay there, do the work, whatever. Okay, did that. That's got done. And I got to get into something else later. But I left work about 6:30, 6:40, and got gas in Tampa. This is in Tampa, central Tampa, and got gas. Got on 301 north, and to go to go home. And it's and let me back up a little bit. The reason I think this happened is I told you I'm Christian, go to church, and I had my mind on something that really bothered me for years, for a few years. And anyway, I was going up 301, uh, trying to play with the radio, to get a good song. And this was January '03, the first weekend. It was the 6th was on a Monday. That was time sensitive mail. So this was on the 4th, Saturday, and y'all can check it. 2003, Saturday the 4th.
Okay.
And okay. And about almost 7 o'clock, it was what the sun wasn't up, but it was daylight, if you know what I mean. You just, you didn't really need headlights or anything. So I'm going up north on 301 and messing with my radio, and I was just about, if your listeners or you are familiar with Hillsborough State Park, I'll go ahead and tell you where it's at. And playing with my radio, all of a sudden on my left peripheral, I'm seeing movement, bright, strange movement. I'm talking about a fraction of a blink of an eye. So I slam my brakes. I'm already, it's early in the morning. Got my coffee in me, trying to make it home. But I'm thinking at that point, I'm thinking accident, car pulling out, deer in that fraction of a second. And when I look over, and after I hit my brakes, and I was going very slow because I thought I was going to get an accident, uh, 10 or 12 miles an hour, maybe. I look in the ditch line of this road, just beside the road, and I see a white Sasquatch. At the time, I did not know what it was.
Wow.
Did not know what it was. Right across the road, in the ditch line, standing there. So I'm cruising, like I said, very slow, and I'm looking, I'm like, when you see something that you don't know, that doesn't exist in your mind before that second, your mind is trying to comprehend, what in the world am I looking at?
Trying to put
What
it in
am
a
I?
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking over, and it's not moving. It has white. I for a few years I said silver. It's so white. It was gleaming white. Lot of fur on his head, neck, shoulders, sides, but his chest and stomach was not that uh, thick fur, and I could see the muscle structure,
Hmm.
and it was like dark gray. His hands, he was in a stance like he's getting ready to run, or he was in a stride of walking. Like I said, he did not move, not a finger. The only thing I seen move was his eyes, and he followed
Ugh.
me. Yeah,
Oh,
big black eyes. Had like a human face. And I'll explain something later. Had a flat nose, a wide mouth, not a protruding lips.
Okay.
Like a jaw, and didn't have that. It was like a human, and wide, like I said, wide mouth, flat nose, big black eyes, like
Like horse
more
eyes?
more than normal, like like 3 times size of a
What would
human.
it be bigger than a horse eyes? You know how horses' eyes look?
A little bit bigger.
Wow. Because every time
Little
I
bit
hear these
bigger.
stories, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. That's like big cartoon eyes.
yeah.
Big black eyes, and I didn't see no pupil. It's just one. It looked like one big black pupil, and the only thing I did see move was his whites in his eyes, both sides, in and out. His
Oh,
his
wow.
whites in his eyes, and I did not. You really don't have. I'm talking. The story I'm telling you is probably about maybe 4 tops 5 seconds, because I'm going by, and I'm trying to comprehend what I'm seeing, because
Yeah.
at the time, I did not believe in Bigfoot. Bigfoot did not come into my mind going
Yeah.
up the road. And so I'm like, okay, I'm on 301, on the highway. I have to look up and see if anybody else is coming. So I did. And then I looked back, in that half a second, it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately looked in my rearview mirror and I seen bushes on my right side of my vehicle. At the time, I had a 2000 Ranger pickup, and it could have flipped that. It was very, very muscular. But on the other side, I seen bushes move, and I did not see it anymore, but it was very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So a jokester on the side of the road, no, 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 no. So, and, and, which is really weird, I just can't pin that down why it would. It had a
Hmm.
red face, like
What?
sunburnt red face.
Wow.
What about the rest of the skin? Did you see any other
Yeah,
skin?
he
What
said it was
color?
like dark gray on the chest
Dark gray.
and stuff.
Dark gray on the chest,
Yeah.
stomach. I could see the muscle tone. Hands. I could see the one hand. His right hand was. I could see the back hand. I couldn't see it, but his left, I could see the dark gray.
Like the palm.
Yes.
Did you and he was doing like a I'm taking off
Like a
motion?
walking stride.
Yeah, he was like walking in mid stride or getting ready to bolt, and the funniest thing. And I tell this every podcast. I said to look at, because we made eye contact for a few seconds, and when I was looking at him, the what I got out of that is like, "Do you see me? You really see me?" Is what I got out of it,
That was like
and
what he was thinking in your mind.
yeah, in my mind, and I wasn't scared. I didn't have time to be scared. I was
Yeah.
almost looking to go home and go to bed. But I was like, man, what am I looking at?
Did you have like this sort of all-knowing feeling sort of like did you get like a weird download when you guys locked eyes? Like did you think this thing was like a super old like all-knowing entity or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
What did you get a
It-
sense of like intelligence in general?
Very intelligent. It
Yeah.
wasn't. Everybody says you see the I don't want to say a cuss word, but the junk on YouTube about it, and they portray him as a ape, has an ape nose and slits. It's not that.
Yeah.
That's not Bigfoot. I'm sorry, Sasquatch. I shouldn't say that because they don't like that. By the way, they don't like being called Bigfoot. If you want to see a Sasquatch or Sabe, they don't mind being called Sabe. It's old Indian names, Sasquatch and Sabe, and go out in the woods and have an open mind, have a loving heart,
Mhm.
and you can go maybe have an experience. Because at the time, my heart hurt, and this is what I'm getting. I was going to tell you, um, at a situation, I had a bad, not a bad breakup, but a hurtful breakup a few years prior to that, and I just could not get this girl off my mind, and just bizarre breakup. No reason for it at all. And that's what I say. I was playing with that radio because like I said, I had a 45-minute drive, and and as a religion, I think honestly, God says, okay, you've worried about that enough. Hey, look at this. Check this
Wow.
out.
You think it was like a
Get
distraction then?
get your mind off of stuff that you can't fix, and it's never gonna go back to that. Get your mind off
So
that.
he was like
Wow.
putting a
Interesting.
distraction in your heart, maybe.
Oh yeah,
You
and it's from then on. I've,
been obsessed with
I
something
got over
else.
I got over that, and I got and another thing. My oldest sister passed away in '08, and um, by golly, I was going early, same time in the morning, going to um, Lake Hatchinahaw, which is about from here, for where I live, about an hour east.
Hmm.
I seen another one.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you
One,
never told me this, so I'm
no,
excited to
I
hear.
didn't. I'm not. I was holding everything, trying to hold everything, but this one was not white. It was tan to medium brown, and well, I'll tell you a story how I seen it. I was going over there. My buddy's father had a uh, he's passed also. My buddy's father, unfortunately, but he had a houseboat, very beautiful houseboat. We were doing fiberglass on the sides of it, making sure everything's good and everything. Well, I wanted to get up early that Saturday morning, and it was it's a week before Thanksgiving. That's what I know. In 2016, um, I the year either 20. I knew it couldn't have been 2017 because we took it out of the water, but had it been 2016. Left early in the morning from where I'm in. Like I said, I'm about an hour from there. So I wanted to get everything set up before the guys come and start fiberglass and sanding down whatever it needed to be. And I was at the last 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes before I get there. And anybody that knows that area, it's a long straight stretch, that last Lake Hashinall Road, and it has a hill that
Hmm.
you come up on. Well, this morning, and this particular morning, I was in an SUV and sitting up a little high, and the fog was terrible. So I'm driving slow. I get up on that hill before you get a long, long stretch, uh, mile and a half or 2 miles at least, before you get that area and to Lake Hashinall. And I seen something straight up in the middle of the road.
Hmm.
And in my mind, I'm like, I don't remember seeing a cypress tree or pine tree near the road. And I've been this up and down this road 50, 60 times. And I'm like, so like I said, it's foggy and I'm still cruising. I'm cruising like 25, 30 miles an hour. Like I said, it's fog. The
Hmm.
fog was 4 feet up from the ground. It
Wow.
was it
Yeah.
was right it was right at my hood of my SUV. So, and I'll keep looking and I'm like, what in the world? And all of a sudden the thought hits me, okay, okay. A truck had an accident. I'm thinking log truck, and that's one of the logs. I said, okay, it's foggy. It probably happened. So, and at the time I seen this thing up, standing up straight, not moving. I was probably about probably at least 3/4 of a mile away. By the time I started thinking, accident and everything, I said, okay, I'm going to hit my bright lights and hopefully I don't hit anything. And I hit my bright lights to hopefully see blink reflectors from a
Yeah.
vehicle, something, so I don't get in the part of this accident, which I'm thinking. Well, as I click on my bright lights, this thing bends down like ducking and goes from right to left. And at the time when I hit my bright lights, then I knew it was something different. And I tell you, the fog was 4 feet. The fog on that creature that I
Hmm.
seen was under his knee.
Holy cow.
Whoa.
Thing was
This
huge.
was every bit of probably 11 or 12 feet.
Yeah, that thing is huge.
Whoa.
Not
That's
not bulky, not bulky
Just
like the first
tall.
white one. He was very tall. hairy and very tall. And that, like, it was, yeah, that was very bizarre.
That was
And so,
2016.
yeah, 2016, a week before Thanksgiving.
Can I want to ask before we go too far into this one, because this is an awesome experience too. I had two more questions for the white one.
Okay.
First off, the music that was playing was probably When It's Love. Dun,
Van
dun, dun,
Halen.
dun, Van Hagar. Dun, dun, dun. How do I know when it's
I don't
love?
know. I
No,
don't remember.
no, but I'm just kidding. But the white Bigfoot, right? So with the red face, there's a
Yeah.
certain monkey that's in like a Russia, and it's like and Alaska, I think too. But it's like, oh no, it's in Asia. It's an Asian monkey, and
Oh,
it's the one that
Oh,
sits in the
yeah.
hot tubs. You know which one I'm talking
Yes.
about?
Yeah.
Did it remind you of something like that?
No.
No. It reminded
No.
you more human, is what you're saying.
Human face, flat nose, wide mouth. The lips didn't protrude, like I said, but the eyes were just oversized.
yeah, yeah.
All
And
black.
and as far as height, because I know you didn't really get fully into the
Oh,
height,
yeah.
how tall do you think it was?
I can guess because, like I said, Bigfoot. I don't know. His feet were in the ditch line, so I didn't
Mhm.
see his feet. So I'm assuming when I was going past him, he was at least 7,
Yeah.
minimum 7. I'm probably thinking 7.5 to 8 because I seen his knees, but not his feet. So I'm thinking that, yeah.
Still huge as heck, though.
Yeah, he was very, his from shoulder to shoulder, uh, 3.5 feet.
Wow. Like a
Yeah,
fridge.
he was
Yeah.
he was he was massive, strong, like a biggest bodybuilder you ever seen.
So he was just built
Right.
like massive.
Yeah, he was stocky and massive. His red face, everybody asked me on all these podcasts, did it have wrinkles? Do you think it was old? No.
Yeah.
It just had a red, smooth face. No hair on his face, by the way. It had hair up under his chin and neck, but
Oh,
not
wow.
his face. Not
Have you
his
ever
face.
thought about, because I know I heard your other podcast and I know you sort of alluded to the fact that it might be like a sunburn or something. Have you ever thought that it might be like war paint, like a weird like face paint he was wearing or something like that?
No, it
No,
was
it
just
looked more
too
like a
neat.
sunburn.
It was just too neat. The way his hair was, it didn't look sloppy paint or peeling or anything. It was
Okay.
no.
Do you
It,
think it
it
was
had
like a
a red.
natural thing, like from, you know how like like some baboons and stuff have different colors on their face?
It
Do you
was
think
it
it was a
was probably
natural?
natural.
Wow.
It was probably natural. I
Wow.
mean, that's. I mean, I can't say any more about that. I don't know. Like I said at the time, I didn't, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti never crossed my mind
Wow.
for
Have
like,
you
I don't know, 2 or 3 years.
have you looked into that? Because you said that area is pretty, it's like part of your life, or you're still you have connections and stuff over there. But have you heard of anyone else having experiences like that over there?
The only reason I heard is Marie Dumont told me there was, I think, at least 3, maybe 4. Um, I can never remember the number. At least 3 other sightings of a white Bigfoot in that general area, and one I looked up. It's the BFR or whatever
RO.
website.
BFRO. Mm-hmm.
There's actually exactly that area, white Bigfoot. But that lady, and I wish she would talk to me. Um, is part of Marie's group of Mid-Fire Bigfoot, and for some reason she don't want to talk to me, but I want to compare notes because um I've never talked to her, and I want to know, one, did it have a uh red face,
Yeah.
the one she's seen, because that would be something to,
Yeah.
did it have large eyes, did it have dark gray hands, I don't know what she's seen, but for some reason she will not speak to me. She don't want to, and I don't know.
I
Who
wonder
knows
if
what's
she
going on?
is plagued by trauma. Maybe do you know what the encounter was like? Like when you read it on BFRO, was it like a
It was
scary
just
encounter?
her and her husband driving by and seeing something on the side of the road, white, uh, appeared to be Sasquatch or Bigfoot, they said, and that was it. At
Some
early
people
in
are
the
just a little
morning.
more private. They just don't want to share, maybe. But if
Yeah.
she's in that group, she should be willing, I would think.
Yeah, you would
I would
think.
Yeah.
hope. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, with the hair and stuff, you said there was no hair on the face. Um,
No.
did it have? I picture Ron Perlman in my face. He's the guy that played Hellboy. He's been in a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I picture his face for some reason. But did he have like a mullet and stuff, like kind of hair, or was he like full hair?
No. It was just it was just kind of parted in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Um, People asked it was a conical head. I'm like, I really can't. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell. I mean,
Yeah, that's
maybe
hard
a
to tell.
little. Yeah, I couldn't tell. So
Wow.
yeah.
I have two other questions for you. With that one, uh, ha did it have like a groomed look to it, like it was clean, or did it look more dirty, the
What
hair
do you
and
mean?
stuff? Like, did it look like it was like really clean, like
Like
it
it was
had
taking
brushed its
care of
hair?
itself, or was it like dirty? Like
Oh, oh, wow. Yeah. Um, it was it was beautiful, really. To be honest, it was like the hair was flowing.
Wow.
Like I said, for 2 or 3, probably 3 years, I said it was silver. It was so beautiful.
mm,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
That's,
no, it was perfect.
that's interesting, Kate. That also leads one more question for me. Have you ever heard the theory that their hair is almost like a fiber optic type hair, and that's why you get the glimmering, different
Yeah,
color changes and
I've
stuff, and that's
heard
why
that.
maybe they can, you know, phase in and out and stuff, if you've ever heard about that?
Yeah, I mean, I went down a lot of rabbit holes with this. Like I said, it was 2003, and here we
Yeah.
are, it's almost 2026,
Yeah.
almost. So yeah, I did a lot of listening to different podcasts, and I finally narrowed one down. I listened to him. He just this guy here. I don't know. Can I mention him or
Sure.
does it
Yeah.
matter? Um, Dixie Cryptid.
okay,
Have have you
Yeah.
heard
I've
of him?
heard of him. Uh-huh.
definitely.
Many times I've texted him and we communicated. He he doesn't lean one way or the other. He don't know. He'd never seen one. He just tells the story, and that's what I like. And another thing, he says they usually put either they want to use their name or don't.
Yeah.
And the ones I lean to is they don't want to use their name. Either it is totally BS or it's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out. So within 20, 30 seconds of listening to their story, either I'm deleting it and getting rid of it and going to the next one. So yeah, but that's one I that's my go-to to listen.
Yeah.
And for years I've listened to that. And so trying to get, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. After that, and it's been a few years after that before I even got on my phone and knew, because I'm not tech savvy. I am not. I'm like I said, I'm almost 62. I am not tech savvy. I don't know about stuff, but
Man,
I
we're
got
struggling
on.
too. You saw us. We're like when we started
No, you're
talking with you,
good.
we're like, we still setting up technical stuff. We're
No,
struggling.
you're good.
I
Yeah.
feel like we always have something like that. It's like, come on.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I listened to literally thousands and thousands of the stories that were sent to him, and and all these little dots are connecting. Okay, this person don't know this one, but they had the same experience,
Yeah.
very similar, or or this. I mean, I'm like, okay, so there's something to this because, like I said, I before 2003, I heard of Bigfoot or whatever the creature whatever you want to call him. It's just disrespectful to say Bigfoot, and I apologize to Bigfoot wherever he's at, but it is. They don't like it, and I'll tell you that in a little bit. But uh, man, I got so much.
Yeah.
Well, I,
Yeah, but when you listen to the podcast, the connections start to make, and you're like, okay, this is junk. This is pretty credible. I've heard this 5 or 6 or 7 times
Yep.
from different people, so I believe that. And then you're trying to, navigate through the junk and the real stuff, and then so I started. Let's fast forward several years to where I wanted to go to um, the Great Florida Bigfoot Convention, and literally laying on the floor playing with my dog, and I questioned that app. Um, whoever whoever responds, I didn't know, didn't care. I just had a question. I forget what it was, but Marie Dumont replied.
Hmm.
And from there, it just uh, blew up. It just because I didn't know her, I didn't know what they're about. Well, then I told her at the convention my story. Well, it wasn't but a few days. Hey, well, I don't live far from there. Can you take us out there and show us the area? I said, yes. Because before I met her, it was all negative,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
negative. It was everybody's laughing. I'm like, it's not BS. I mean, I'm not trying to make any money or be popular or anything. I'm telling you what I seen that day, and that was it.
Yeah. So who did you tell when right after it happened? Who was the first person you told about it?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that because I did skip that. I When I was driving to Zephyr Hills, the first one I pulled up, and by the way, which is really strange, I don't remember after I turned around to drive to the house. I don't remember that, which is really weird.
Like a
The
memory
next one,
loss?
yes,
Wow.
don't remember. I mean, I just that's well, I'm in the process of communicating with somebody that's going to help me with that hypnosis. But anyway, I went I went to my sister's house, and the next thing I know, I'm sitting in my, like I said, my little Ford Ranger, 2000 Ford Ranger, and I'm looking at her house, and I'm like, oh, well, here I am. I get out. She opens up the door, and I tell her, I said, uh, her name is Darlene, and I tell her the situation. And I said, I seen a creature on the side of the road just now coming up just before. I can tell you this. It was just before Hillsborough State Park, and I explained to her what I explained to y'all, what it looked like, and she's shaking her head. She's like looking at me and smiling. And she's like, whatever. And I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. This time I'm not BS and I'm not pulling your leg. I'm telling you the truth. She don't have nothing to do with it. Fast forward about 2 weeks later, and I come down and visit my mom, which is not that far. She's outside of Tampa, and I said, "Hey, Ma, I want to tell you something." And I told her, explained to her, and she's did the exact same thing, shaking her head, uh, kind of smiling, like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And I'm like, so it took me after that point, I wasn't telling anybody. I
Yeah. I
certainly
don't blame you.
wouldn't. I wasn't telling a friend of mine because some good friends I don't want to lose, to
Well,
be
and that's the
honest.
thing. That's the thing about this whole thing is like, um, you're getting put in a weird spot when you're telling this and you're honestly trying to tell people this.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I'm not like, why would anyone want to put themselves through that
Yeah,
and look like a ridiculous person,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
None
right.
of us would want to. So I don't
No,
understand why people treat people that way. And it's like
I, I
I
know
told
this.
some buddies I work with that are construction related at my work that I'm talking to a guy that saw a white Bigfoot, obviously, or Sasquatch. I didn't tell him like much, but they always ask me what I'm doing on my podcast. And one of them's getting more interested, which is awesome. But he like he died when I told him. He's like he starts laughing like a white Sasquatch. I've never heard of that. And I'm like, well, start looking into it, man. Like if you
Yeah.
really care about it, start looking into it because there's so much evidence out there and there's so many sightings out there, and a lot of them are white Bigfoot. Like a
There
Oh
lot of
yeah.
them
are
are
so
big.
many different colors. Like they come in a
Yeah.
million different
There's the
Oh,
colors.
amber
red.
colors, there's all the
Yeah,
different ones. So
amber, red,
Hmm.
blonde.
so
Yeah. Oh yeah.
if they're ready to look into it, they can, and I applaud you for being
Exactly.
willing to get back out there and say it. But yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had those people that were sort of negative, and I'm glad that you met Marie because she's awesome, and I'm
Oh
glad that
golly.
you had that
The
positive
whole
experience
the
after.
whole team, her team. If I'm telling you, if people are listening and going to
Hmm.
listen to this podcast, if you're in Florida, get a hold of them.
Yeah.
If you're interested, because they are awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, one thing I want to ask too is like with the second one you saw in 2016, because I don't know if I heard this or not, but when it was on the side of the or the middle of the road and you thought it was a log at first and all that kind of stuff, then
something
it stood up and like moved. Did it run off the road? You said from left to right. Is that what you said?
from right to left,
Right to left.
going to my left, and
Was
yeah,
that one
it fell
looking at you
down.
too?
What's that?
Was that one looking at you too?
No,
Okay.
he was looking to my left, straight ahead to my left,
Okay.
and just didn't move. That's what's so bizarre. That's why I'm thinking it was a tree. But that's what I hear a lot.
Yeah.
If you see them, they freeze, and that's exactly what the white one did. He did not move. So I'm seeing you know, seeing the connection
Yeah.
again, the dots.
Do you think that one was more of like a juvenile or something? The second one, I know it was really tall, like
Oh
11
God,
feet or whatever, but
no, he was light brown. He looked, golly, um, he looked like he was real skinny. So there's no way a juvenile would be 11 or 12 feet tall.
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, but lot of light hair, like a older person would be. I mean, with your hair, with long hair. If you grew long hair and you're an older person, you're going to have the different shades,
Yeah.
sunlight, gray, or yeah, that's what he looked like. He looked like older than actually the one I seen that was gray. That
Yeah.
was almost silver. So yeah.
I wonder if he was using the fog to his advantage and he was trying to hunt or something and trying to stay hidden and he just got caught up in a moment where you you caught him and he was like,
It
"Man,
could
you know,
be.
yeah,
Could be. I mean, who knows? He could have been looking in the fog and just um, hunting. He could have been hunting because there's a lot of deer. I've seen deer out there, and so it could have been anything like that.
that's
You know,
crazy."
I don't
Did you
know,
get
but
any kind of like feelings from that one that like I know sometimes people get like the mind speak or they get the did you get any weird thing like that with that one or was it just like a quick encounter?
uh, yeah. I mean, if you want me, not that one,
Okay.
not
But
the
the white
tall one.
one.
Absolute, 100%, absolutely.
But
But
did you
Did
know it was
right
talking
there.
like so? Because we're gonna get into that with the white Bigfoot, the white Sasquatch rather.
Because
Um,
we're getting ready to go down a lot of rabbit holes
yeah, and I love
right
it,
now.
and I love it.
talk
This is
about
great.
It's
But
great. That's
did
what I'm
you
saying. It's going to blow your mind and the audience's
did
mind right
you
now.
know all this stuff already though? Like you knew this the mind speak thing you're about to talk about happened and
No,
stuff at that moment, or is it kind of like you're
no.
figuring it out now as time goes on?
No, I didn't. I don't want to say I didn't believe. I keep my mind open. I mean, I have like an open heart
Yeah.
type thing, open mind. And then I either throw it to the right or left, good or bad, or junk or something good. But you want me to get into it?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Let's drill
So
in, man. It's time.
it's uh it's gonna blow y'all's mind. So when I okay, let me back up. All right, after I seen that, the white one, I went to another park in Hillsborough County. Um, it's like he wouldn't leave me alone, or something would not leave me alone. But I'm biking. I don't know. I was a lot younger, pretty much younger than I was. But I'm biking with my mountain bike, and I come out of the woods, and in this park, you got to climb a hill to go on the top of a hill to go across a bridge where the park rangers drive their trucks. So anyway, I was tired. I've been doing this for a few hours. I was riding my bike and stuff. So just before I got out of the woods in this particular park, and I don't want to name it because I don't want anybody to freak out. I love the park to this day, but I stopped and rested. I just got out of the seat and stood there and just rested for a minute before I climbed this hill. And from my right, I'm seeing it wasn't thick bushes or anything. Let me tell you that first. I heard thump, 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 thump from right to left. And what in the world would do that? And I'm looking at something that I could not explain. And I'm like, I just, it's just weird, just really weird. Nobody else was around. It was just me. And it was footfall. If you ever walked in a bunch of leaves on the ground and stomped your foot and you could see it spread around, that's what I seen from my right to the left. Did I see something that I should have seen? No. So do Sasquatch or Sabe cloak? My answer, if I had to answer yes or no, I'd say yes. Yes. 100%. So
So you literally saw like just the foot fall, boom, 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 and then
just
you
a
heard the
football.
thumping, and you
Yeah,
saw the spread of the leaves and stuff,
the leaves.
but you
And
didn't see any like body at all.
no, and it wasn't bushy or nothing. It was clear in that area. And I'm following it and I'm looking, I'm like, what in the world is that? Well, later, probably at least 2 years, I've heard of cloaking. Um, so yeah, it's
It's
that's an experience that I don't care if anybody believes me or not. I know what I experienced there too.
oh,
So
we believe you, and
yeah,
we've heard it so many times. Like
Hmm.
this is not in my mind. It's not taboo. It's not a weird thing because you hear it so commonly.
Hmm.
And I'll also have we've seen videos that could be credible that are sort of that way, where you can kind of see the cloaking that's very
yeah,
predator looking, you know.
Well, and that's the thing is
And that's why I
Hollywood
asked about
does,
the fiber optic hair.
yeah, and Hollywood does makes movies based off of some reality a lot of the time, and they're kind of showing us the truth sometimes in some ways. And I feel like Predator, maybe was maybe somebody saw something like that, and they were trying to mimic that look from in a
yeah.
movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who knows?
And
But
I don't know if y'all watch or keep in touch with um Expedition Bigfoot
Yeah.
with Maria, and they had a cloaking I don't know if you watched that episode, but they watched a shadow go across the
Oh
river,
yeah.
the
Yeah, up on
bank.
the cliff. Yeah.
Yes, that gave me goosebumps because
Yeah.
that's what it, well, I got so much information to tell y'all, but yeah, that's really freaky, and I absolutely believe that.
That
It
was
was
one
a
of my
it was a cloaked Bigfoot that was just getting out of this realm, whatever you want to call it. It was getting out and going to disappear.
that was one of my
And
favorite episodes for sure. That one.
oh, absolutely, 100%.
Um so the so now you're connecting dots, like there's stuff that you can't explain with Sasquatch that's above and beyond the normal flesh and blood kind of thing. But you also saw something flesh and blood looking a
Yeah,
couple
oh,
times.
yeah.
And now there's other things you've had that I've already heard from you as well that's more paranormal related. So how are you tying all this together? Do you think there's any connection, and can you tell us anything more about the paranormal side, and also get into like some of those other things like the apparition stuff and everything? We can get into
Oh
all of
God.
it, but
Oh yeah. That's why I was telling you, bud. This podcast is exactly what I need
yeah.
to tell all to tell my very important um apparitions. It's just very shocking to
Hmm.
me. To this day, it's still shocking. That area where I seen the white one, to be honest with you, when I leave early in the morning, I used to leave early in the morning with my little canoe. If you know what a canoe is, it has a little area where you can put a boat motor. It's like a canoe.
Hmm.
Okay, I take that out there at that area where I seen the white one. And because my buddy says, "Hey, man, you go out there." And I didn't tell him about anything. I did not tell him about anything. Like I said, I didn't want any negative, and I've told you before, I don't want no negative because
Hmm.
I'm tired of it. I don't have time.
Yeah.
But so so he says, "Yeah, man, it's a great place," and it was. And I fished there. I take my canoe. I sometimes so. Getting into the paranormal, let me tell you two things that happened at the exact same park
Hmm.
where I seen the white Bigfoot. Going down that road, it's about 2.5 miles to get to the Hillsborough River in that particular park. And to be honest with you, I had to drink a beer or two in the morning, and I don't do that. Now I don't do that, but I had to calm down because I've seen a creature that I didn't think existed to go fishing. I mean, I want to go fishing. I want to enjoy life. You know, at the time I was in my early 50s. So I drink a beer or two just to calm down after I get to the park. Just, you know, and because I didn't know what to expect because that's where I seen that creature that could easily flip the vehicle that I had at the time. So it was freaking me out, and I got a concealed weapons license, so I do carry at least one, and so I unloaded my boat one time. I year I don't know. I don't know the year, but anyway, I put the boat in, and I was going up Hillsborough River from that park the first time, and I'm flipping my bait on the shore toward shore, and when I looked to my left, the shore I was flipping and was on my right. So I something made me look to my left, and up on the high bank, and this is south of, like I said, south of Hillsborough State Park, was a blonde-haired boy, white T-shirt, blue shorts with white lining on the bottom edge of it. Like, I mean, if y'all if y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember, in the 80s, they had shorts that cut up on the sides.
Yeah. I know
That
what you're talking about. Yeah.
okay, it had just a weird shape. Well, I was looking at this boy um, on the other bank walking down, and he stopped, turned around, and I'm like, it was like fuzzy looking. And he stopped and turned around and literally disappeared into a smoke.
Wow.
I couldn't I stopped everything, and I mean, that was scary.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. I mean, I don't know. I'm waiting for Alan Funt to come around and say this is Candy Camera or something. This is freaking me out. I mean, it was, if I had to guess, it was probably 6 or 7 years old. Well, like I said, white t-shirt, blonde
Pretty
hair,
young.
and he
Yeah.
had no parents around or nothing, but he disappeared.
Wow.
Um, so
And you mentioned those shorts. Do you think he was maybe a spirit that was more from the 80s or something from
yeah,
that time? Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I I mean I've had our show has heard my story, but I've had things on the last episode I talked about it. But I saw something that seemed like it was from the 80s too, so that's kind of
Mhm.
kind of cool to
Yeah,
hear that.
that's weird.
Wow.
So, okay. Later, I go back down. I didn't want to mess with my boat or the batteries. I got a little trolling motor, electric trolling motor. Didn't want to mess with that. So I just got my fishing gear and a little tackle box, a little lunch box, and got out there early and pulled off the side of the road before the gate was open. And here she comes, the park ranger, and she opens up the gate, and I follow her in. Same exact park. And I nodded and put my whatever $2 or $3 in the little box and said, "Okay, thank you." And I walked off to the right, which it's a path that goes right along the Hillsborough River that goes actually all the way to Hillsborough State Park, but I wasn't going that far. But I was walking out, like I said, I'm the first one in, um, nobody else around. And I'm carrying all this stuff, had my backpack on, had my fishing poles, and I'm walking up, and there's a bench that's right on the side of the bank there. And as I walk up, I'm seeing this little boy with a mostly red, white line, black checkered on his arms. It had like black squares jacket on. This was in the fall, about this time of year actually. And he had jeans on. He had his knees up to his face and holding his legs, hiding his face. Had straight black hair. I didn't see his face. So I'm walking by there and I'm like, I take 2 or 3 steps and I said, well, I'm thinking to myself, the parents aren't around. I'm looking around. There's a path. It's a swamp on one side and the river on the other. So there's nobody else around. So I wanted to turn around and, hey, bud, you all right? You all right, buddy? So when I turned around and said, hey, I didn't even get it all out. He was gone. He was disappeared. I
I
mean,
got chills from that
Yeah,
one.
me too.
I don't know why. Like my back. So I don't know. We've talked about when we used to do paranormal investigations and stuff, but whenever there's like spirits around and stuff, I started getting chills as you were telling this one,
well,
Yeah.
and something went down my back.
Well, like the whole like how he's
freaky.
up like this with his knees and like kind of hiding his face.
Ugh, my
Obviously,
God.
I'm heavy set. I
like,
can't do that, but
yeah, I can't do it. I got a fat belly, so I can't do
Same.
it.
but
But
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
creepy that it's just sitting there and like I remember you told me this one already. And
Oof,
you
I
said
don't
you
like
looked
that.
for that checkered shirt to prove that you knew that shirt. I remember you were
yeah.
saying something about that. You went and looked it up online and
Yeah,
found it.
I didn't remember saying that, but yes, I looked it up on the line and I almost seen the exact shirt.
Yeah.
When I put Google and I put red, what I put? Yeah, red with black and white lining, shirt jacket or something, and almost found almost to the T that
Yeah.
shirt. And guess where it's from?
It's from Shopco.
No, the
Oh,
years. It
um,
was from the early 90s.
I was gonna say early '90s with
Okay.
the design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, from the early 90s.
Are these
Uh,
areas that you've seen these things? Are they charged? Like, are they known for being haunted or having
yeah.
these kind of
Yeah,
encounters?
unfortunately, I found out later that a lot of people commit suicide. So it probably brings that energy,
Yeah.
I
good or
think that's why I was
bad.
feeling something. Like I was feeling really weird about that one. That one bothered me
Yeah, me too.
for some reason.
Well,
Really,
Yeah.
it's sad. It's
it is
very,
sad.
very sad. Very, very sad. Yeah.
Well, and is there like a old camp or something in that area, like an old like summer camp type place or anything?
That's funny. You should say that. Yeah, it is. It is.
Wow.
It's a girl, either Girl Scout. I think they call it a Girl Scout for some reason. I don't know why it wouldn't be a Scout camp, but anyway, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I could
yeah.
just feel that from that area. It just sounds like, especially if there was like a 7-year-old at first, and now another like you said he's about like early teens or younger.
I would think he's like 12,
Okay.
somewhere around there, 12, maybe 13 at the most. Had very straight hair, like either and I apologize if it
Like of
offends
Asian
somebody.
descent.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
Mexican or Asian, straight black hair.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Have
Wow.
you ever
I'm
seen
just,
The Grudge?
what's that?
Have you ever seen The Grudge, the scary movie?
No, I
There's
don't
a
even
there's a
know.
little kid that's scary that's got like straight hair and
Oh wow,
it's
Yeah.
freaky.
wow, yeah, I
And
never
he's
heard of that.
yeah.
Wow,
Um
those are intense. That's scary. It's amazing that they just disappear like that. You know, you see them for
Yeah.
and how much detail, like they weren't translucent at all. Both of them, they felt like they were full bodied. You could see like all the detail on them at first, but then I know you mentioned the first one had sort of that smokiness as he was about to
Smoking, yeah,
disappear.
it was like just a little bit of blur,
Yeah,
like he wasn't quite in this realm or whatever you want to call it. But the second one, the little black-haired boy with the red jacket, he was just as clear as you and me.
yeah,
If we walked up and talked to it, I mean, because I thought it was real.
yeah. That's why you had that
So,
reaction where you like look at him like, hey, do you need some
looking for the
help? Like
parents and
whatever,
yeah,
you
I
know?
was
Yeah,
scared to death. I'm like, what is going? I didn't know what to do. I mean, here's this little kid out there, and I'm like, I know nobody's around. Why are you out here by yourself? I mean, I was thinking, okay, what are you doing? All right, let's go get some help. This is what I was thinking. I'm like, but as soon as I turned around and said a couple of words, he was gone. It was no splash, no, he couldn't run down he couldn't run that far, that quick.
how far is this from like any town or anything like that?
Oh gosh, you can from I don't know, Tampa to Nonasassa. Gosh, Nonasassa 5 minutes.
oh wow,
5 minutes. Yeah, it's close to that. Yeah.
yeah.
But still and it's still but still like secluded enough that like there shouldn't be kids up there hanging out by
No,
themselves.
no.
Yeah.
From the gate where the park ranger opened up to there, it's 2.5 miles.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a long
And
distance.
from where that boy was sitting to Hillsborough State Park was at least 2.5 to 3 miles from where he was sitting. Because I had walked that before, so and rode
Ugh, I
my
get
own.
chills thinking about it still.
This one bothers me for some reason. I still feel like I have chills in my
You
back and stuff. It's weird.
were you fearful of it afterwards? Like were you
I
kind
was
of
never. No, wasn't fearful. It just freaked me out, and I'm like, I was like, okay, I can't do nothing about it. So I went up and went fishing for a while. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, it's gone. I don't see any parents around, or what do you do?
Did you have
So
haunting experiences when you were younger or anything? Is this the first haunting, any alien or wow, alien, any apparition experiences before this?
no, none,
Okay.
zero. When I was young, zero, zero.
So that's cool because that's like a little unique too, because sometimes people
That's
have
what
like
I.
a life of this kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, and usually there is, but this area, um, I don't know. People said my one actually the sister that I told I seen the white Sasquatch. She's the one that says you got some connection to the other side. And she goes, you might be something, and she named whatever it was. But I said, I don't know. I don't I don't feed into it until
Yeah.
the last couple of years, and then that's another thing I need to bring up is literally last night. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Um, because I got another ghost story, but I want to finish um this white Sasquatch. Okay.
Yeah.
I called this person. We'll call her Penny because she don't want her real name. I called her last night just to see how she's doing. Uh, this is where dots connect. I'm telling you. I called her up, known her, I guess almost 3 years or maybe more. She does meditation, positive. She only wants to do positive. She's not no Ouija board or nothing like that. She will not touch that. Very positive person, good to talk to, and I'm so grateful to have her as a friend. And I called her up, and she texted me and about the white Sasquatch.
Hmm.
She says, "I'm literally at work, and I'm not supposed to have my phone out, but I hear it go off in my pocket, so I go down an aisle out in the warehouse and try not to, because you get in trouble. But so I look at her and she says, she's saying Sabe, and I didn't know what that meant. She said, the Sabe that you've seen has a mate that my protector, the white Sabe, um, is going to mate with that has my protector, her white Sabe. I'm saying she's talking has two daughters, and the white Sasquatch that I seen is mating with this one now. She does meditation. She can see in her mind's eye, her third. Well, people call it the third eye. She she's seen that. Many more stuff for that. I won't even get into tonight because it's
Wow.
just
So
mind
she,
blowing.
I wonder how, so you guys were just talking about it and she just sent you a message or it was just a
Yeah,
random, she sent you a message for no reason. And it was just
yeah,
like, hey, this is
yeah,
what I saw.
yeah, yeah.
And what
She,
else? What else did she say about I know you mentioned there was like a name or something that was given to you.
yes. It So we were talking on the phone last night out here actually, and I said she was telling me a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, we just don't have time tonight, unfortunately. We'll probably do another one, but
Yeah, we'll get you back on.
yeah, this is good stuff. But she said her name. I can't remember his name. Her white Sasquatch or Sabe. She calls it Sabe.
Hmm.
It's an Indian name. They don't like I said, they don't like being called Bigfoot. It's just like, um, it's just ignorant to them.
Yeah, I
It,
call him Junaqua because of this other guy we talked to.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't mind that, but Bigfoot is ridiculous to them. But she told me the name, and right now it slips my mind, but like I said, it had two daughters. Her Sabe Sasquatch is 13 to 14 feet tall.
Oh my God.
Very.
Holy cow.
Her neighbor, she don't see it physically so much, but her neighbor does. She has that gift. And um, I don't know which way I want to go with this, but anyway, I'll stay on track. Because there's more. Like I said, there's more. There's quite a bit more. But anyway, going back to that, like I said, her Sabe had two daughters. My white Bigfoot is the mate he picked. So, and I'm like, what? So I get all this information at work. So last night I called her and I'm like, what is going on? What? Because I'm like, speak English because I didn't know what she's talking about, Sabe. And I'm like, what is that? I didn't know last
Yeah.
night. Oh, well, it's her, everybody has a different name for Sasquatch.
Mhm.
So, so she's telling me all this stuff and she goes, no, he's connected with you. And you have also um, a dog man or a werewolf, whatever you want to call it.
Oh
You
my.
also have, yes, I have a protector of a dog man that protects me, which I thought they were scary as crap.
Oh my God.
If I seen one, I'd be scared, but a Sasquatch, I wouldn't be scared. I seen it's 99% good vibes from Sasquatch. Dog man, not so much. But yeah, I do have a protector. I said, well, at it being, and I'm sorry if she ever watches this, I apologize to her. I thought she was, what are you talking about? Crazy. And I'm like, where do you get the name? But I trust her. That the thing of it is, I do trust her. She's very down to earth, heartfelt person. If you talk to her, I said, how do you find that out? And what's her? Well, I said, well, your Sabe has a name. What is mine? I guess she goes, I don't know, but I can find out. And at that, dude, last night at that moment, God honestly, I heard Bill. And I'm laughing. I heard Bill, the name Bill. And I was like, I told this lady, I said, look, I just heard the name Bill. I mean, I don't know what that means. She got into meditation. She said, hold on. She got into meditation, come back on the phone. It says, she goes, John, I can't explain this, how perfect this is, but that's his name. That's what his name that he wants you to call him. I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah. That's heavy stuff. Like it's
Yeah. We can't say their real name. He says Bill is, and his mate is Sabrina of my white Sasquatch. His mate now is Sabrina from the other great white Sasquatch. So there's three clans in about 3 or 4 square miles in that area
well,
that
that's
she
cool.
knows. Yeah,
That's cool that like she knows she's kind of gotten a hold of all of these. How does that even happen? And like that's another weird thing is like,
I know.
you hear that they're like native, they used to trade with natives, they were another
Yeah.
tribe, they're the forest people, all this stuff. So there's definitely some spiritual aspect to them that's heavier than we can even kind of comprehend,
Oh
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like we were talking about, I think we talked about on FaceTime, but like you go out in the woods and you shut off all the lights. Like right now we're getting blinded by light, but if you shut out all the lights, right? And
yeah.
you put your phone away, you can start seeing better in the dark. So like
Yeah.
even us, we have better skills than we even give ourselves credit for. We only use a very small portion of our brain. So I think there is some, maybe it's not even spiritual, maybe it's also physical, we just can't comprehend it. But there is a lot of
Yeah.
spiritual to it, it sounds like.
Yeah. We
Um
can't we can't comprehend it. We're not, I don't think we're really ready. Most
and that's
people
why I
are.
don't discount any of this stuff because there is something else going on here. I
Yeah.
definitely think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so Bill, huh? I want to call him like I was thinking it was short for like Bill Schleiger or something crazy.
Crazy name. Yeah.
Bill
I don't
Schleiger.
know any last name, but
But
Yeah, I did not sleep. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night. I was off and on. I was so excited last night to know that.
yeah,
Uh, I'm going to let you in on something else that you or your audience probably will not believe, but I'm like I said, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm gonna just tell you, and you can take it
awesome.
wherever you want to. So literally after I hung up from this lady, and she said he could be around you. You may not see him, but he can be around you at your house. I said, okay. I hung up, blah, blah, blah. So I said, hey, I was at right where I'm at now, actually. I said, Bill, it's kind of funny. Bill, if you're here, I'm gonna put my hand out and you shake my hand. Guess what happened? I felt his hand, grab my hand.
Holy cow! Wow,
Last night, dude, last night.
wow.
Not joking.
That's
Not
when I say
unreal.
that's crazy. I'm not saying you're crazy,
No.
right? I
Oh,
just
I
say that's
know.
crazy. Like, yeah,
That's funny because I said when I was talking to her, this is crazy. When I told her about
yeah,
that, because I called her back that last night, and I said, "This is crazy. This is that." She started crying. She was so emotional, and so did I.
yeah.
This is just crazy. And I said, I went outside. Another thing, I went outside for a bit, and I said, "If you're going to shake my hand, are you willing to hug me?" Went outside. I didn't go 7 feet out the door. I felt warm, warm embrace all around my shoulders. I was like, okay, this is real. This is real. The real deal.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, this lady's not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. So basically, the nutshell, in my opinion, then is you were meant to see this one a long time ago,
Yes.
and it's been with you. It's maybe like
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
this
for a
is like
long
a
time.
maybe these things have a connection with like guardian angel. I don't know. It's hard to say, but
Yeah.
there is
In the
definitely a
Bible,
connection.
it says guardian angels, and you can call them that. But I mean, yeah, she told me that's another thing she told me. It goes back before your birth, way before your birth. They knew you before, so
Yeah. Well, and
they're connected.
I've seen a Sasquatch at Junacoa like on the side of the road too. Not as cool as yours. It was further away. I think I told you a little bit about it on FaceTime.
Yeah,
And it was that totem pole kind of thing. I've told it too many times on our show, but
Yeah.
Roman hasn't had anything. So I'm like, what the heck? It's so weird how they'll show themselves to somebody, but then they won't
yeah,
show themselves to others. So that's why it's such a weird mystery, and people are like not believers. Like, and I know Roman's a believer, and he hasn't seen them per se,
yeah.
but
That's good.
there's so much DNA or not DNA. There's so much proof out there that you don't really need to see one anyway to know it's
Yeah.
real at this point.
No,
You know,
no, you don't.
but
Now,
I would love to
let me
get
ask
that
you,
though.
did you make eye contact with the one that you seen?
It was too far away. It was like 100 feet away. It was just this big char-broiled, burnt-looking T-shaped
Uh,
thing, and it was doing this
okay.
like standing straight, so it wasn't moving. And it was in
Uh,
the middle of the tree break, and then all of a sudden it took one turn and then went into the tree line. And it was
uh,
probably the 5 to 6 seconds, similar to yours.
yeah,
Uh,
it's a few
but I know
seconds.
what I saw. Same thing. It was like 12 feet tall, massive, dark. It was crazy. But
So,
Wow.
so with you, what's the difference between, in your opinion, between like when people say skunk ape versus Sasquatch, especially where you're from? It seems like
mhm.
skunk ape is like a big topic. Do you
Yeah.
think they're just the same thing, or do you think there's some different kind of thing happening between it? Like, do you think they're
No,
different entities?
it's a, I'm 100% um, convinced that this is a different creature. It's similar, but different.
Yeah.
Um, there's a guy south. I'll mention his name because he has no problem with Dave Shealy.
Oh yeah,
Have you
I've heard of Dave
heard? Okay.
Shealy. Yeah.
He has casts that have 4 toes. Um, he goes out 4 o'clock in the morning. If he hears something, he'll go out and follow it. He's got casts of 4 toes, not 5, and they're long. They're like they're almost like they could grip something.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like monkey feet. How monkey feet are almost like finger, like hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and they're smaller than the Sasquatch, than mid North Florida and all over the United States.
Yeah.
It's different, South Florida. And another thing, real quick, my dad, I didn't pay attention much at all. What he said, my dad was a truck driver, and when we first moved down here, he drove at night, and he had an experience when his truck broke down on Alligator Alley.
Hmm.
Uh, I asked him. I said, "Well," he acted weird, and I asked him. I said, "Well, what'd you see? What did you?" He goes, "I smelled something stinking, like like uh, like skunk and wet dog." And it said, but I turned my lights on, and the only thing he told me, which he wasn't telling the truth, is it looked like a big. He said a big hog walking across the road, but it stood up, kind of stood up. Is the only thing he said. And I didn't know. I mean, at the time, I was probably, I don't know, 16, 15, 14, somewhere. And my friend, um, his father had the same experience in Melbourne, Florida. Same
Hmm.
exact. He broke down, hit his lights, and then smelled this terrible odor, like wet dog and skunk and garbage, and he had seen something run through the swamp on the side of the road. So yeah, they're out there.
Yeah,
Skunk.
I think people that listen to podcasts and do a lot of research will know this, but the new people that are sort of new to the show and maybe first hearing some of this stuff, uh uh Bigfoot and skunk ape, if they're different, whatever, they walk on all fours more often
Yeah.
than you think.
Yes.
And so that whole
Yeah.
hog thing where it's like maybe on all fours, but then it stands up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you hear about the spider crawl thing too that they do,
Oh
which is
man,
super
that thing is
creepy.
terrifying.
Yeah,
They can just drop down like flat as all get out and
yeah.
just like
That's
that's
why I think
crazy.
so. It's like a couple things. It's the cloaking thing we mentioned, and then sometimes I think they just drop to a spider crawl and you just can't see them because there's bushes that are tall.
Have you seen though that before, John, the spider crawl? Like have you seen
No, no,
We're
because
gonna
if I
send you some
seen
pictures.
something in the brush, palm brush, it freaked me out. It scared me. And
Yeah,
I don't think, honestly, because I'm, to be honestly, I think I'm so connected to them. I don't think they want to scare me because
yeah.
I want to see them, and they know this. They know more than what you know
Well, there's
about yourself. About yourself, by the way.
there's
yeah,
a connection to indigenous Native American culture
Yes.
with these and you like my shirt, obviously I'm wearing stuff because I'm part we've talked about it on the FaceTime, but I remember
Yes.
you said you're also part and it's higher
Yes.
than it's a higher percentage than some. So I think there's a big part of that in our history. The reason maybe we're allowed to see these things, maybe it has
Yeah.
something to do with that, our family line or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. There's a connection. Like I said, they known us before we were on this earth. I do believe, and
yeah.
also once you make a connection, all of them, if one knows your name,
Hmm.
and all of them know it.
Yeah, that's
I
weird.
just found that out. Yeah, I just found out that out
That is
last
kind of a
night.
strange thing.
So yeah,
So, so if you were to like sum it up, um, what would you say these things are if you had to like sum up what they are? Like, there's a lot of different theories. Do you lean one way or the
yeah.
other? Do you have a thought on that?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I heard fallen angels. I've heard what's the most recent one? Oh, they're mutant from thousands of years ago, and the regular humans pushed them out. Yeah, who knows? And
Yeah.
I think I honestly think they've been here for eons
Yeah.
with aliens, and that's a whole nother topic. But
That's why
yeah,
we're gonna get you back.
I know I have vast amount of stories. We don't have the
Um,
time
and
tonight,
we're gonna
but
have to
yeah,
keep sharing information back and forth to each other. That's what the beauty of this world is we can have fun, um, helping each other out and sharing some of this stuff to each other. But um, I definitely think you're onto something. I definitely think they're old world for sure
Yeah.
because like
yeah,
every native tribe has stories of them
Yeah.
for years, passed down, passed down, passed down, and just the way they handle things. I don't know. It's definitely. I agree with you. I think there's something there, but that's a
yeah.
cool theory. So
So John, so
So
what's next for you? What's next for you as far as like, do you have any like expeditions you're going on soon? Do you have any crazy plans coming up with related to this stuff?
um, just Mid Florida Bigfoot usually does a camp out either last part of March or the beginning of April. Um, but other than that, June 13th, and if anybody wants to come, please come out. I would love to meet them. If anybody watching this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
to the Great Florida Midfoot Conference in Florida Conference in Ocala, that would be so cool. Because and I'm telling you, I've met so many cool people, and the confidence that I have, obviously, to tell people about crazy stuff is I would never 3 or 4 years ago, not a peep out of me. Now I don't care.
yeah,
Be negative, because I had the negativity. I mean, on another podcast, um, said some things and all this negative. I'm like, what in the world? So I got a hold of the guy that made it, and he's deleted all that crap because it. I mean, what? And another thing, what kind of person are you if you get on a and look on a podcast and react to things that people say that you don't even believe?
Right.
How much time do you have in your life?
Yeah.
hmm
I'm like, go find a hobby,
Yeah.
or I don't know, make wax candles. I don't know, but you're not getting nothing out of this
yeah,
being negative toward people that know. There's non-believers, believers that want to see, and then there's knowers.
Yeah.
I'm a knower. I'm very thankful that I'm a knower. But yeah,
I know it is a weird, that's a good point you make because I would never think to look at something I'm not interested in and sit and heckle people.
yeah.
Like I just don't
I've
get
never
that. It's
understood
so
that
weird.
either.
yeah, that's just they have no life, I guess. I love
Yeah.
them. I
Yeah.
don't hate them. I love them. I'm a Christian. I love them. I have a general love for everybody, but I'd love to talk to them. I would. Why,
Pick their brain a little bit, figure out what
yeah,
the whole
pick their brain.
situation is.
It might be bad, but I don't know.
Have
Just,
so have
I
you
just
told people at your
wonder.
church have you told people at your church about this and like have they had any kind of reaction about it?
That,
Like have they what was their comment if
that's a
so?
very, very good question. I've told two members, which actually one's been going three. This will be this coming June. It'll be 3 years. He's gone with me, a buddy of mine at church,
hmm
because he believes in it. I've told him the story, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that's something. That's yeah." And I don't think is his brother or brother-in-law that had experience. Didn't tell me yet what it was, but he's had experience, so he believes. So anyway, long story short, he gets church from there and gives to his brother to, I guess, to come out a little bit out of his closet
hmm
about that. So, yeah, I told him. I told another fella. Um, And when I was working there about 3 or 4 years ago, I worked at church just painting. And the deacon one time was me and him was there um, by ourselves, and also the pastor. And I told them both out of the clear blue. I said, "Do you believe?" How I started this conversation with both of them. I said, "Do you believe there's other beings out there? You know, as a Christian, do you believe?" And both of them say, they're kind of, they're, I know they were feeling me out. They're
Yeah.
like, where is he coming from? And they were like being very vague. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, I'm going to tell you this. And I told them both about the white Sasquatch. And I told them before and after, I told them, I said, I'm not joking. I'm serious. And this ain't a game. And so yeah, they know where I stand, and both of them was very receptive of that. They were
That's good.
very, yeah, they were very good about that.
Nice.
And because we don't know, and it says
Yeah.
in the Bible about creatures and large creatures,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but it's very vague in the Bible. And I just one
Well,
day, what I want to get and that's another whole story. Get the Book of Enoch.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started
I've been
listening to the
listening to
book
that
of
on
Enoch.
YouTube and it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
It is.
I mean,
It. I've
The
been
Bible's some
pecking
of the
at it.
most supernatural stories you'll ever find. Like there's so much supernatural
Yeah.
stuff going on in there. And
Yeah.
so it's funny when people deny, like they just outright, Christians especially, and we're Christian
Well,
too, but
that's
just
what I was gonna
outright
Mhm.
say.
just saying like, oh no, you didn't see what you saw. It's like,
Well,
hold on a sec, like the book that you read that we all believe in
yeah.
has a lot of stuff in it that's
I think
really
that it's getting more
supernatural.
receptive over the last few years.
Yeah.
Christians are starting to open up a little more about
Yeah.
that stuff, but I think maybe it was just a generational issue or what.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, in the Bible, it says that in the end times you're going to find out more and more information. There's going to be
Yeah.
more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I found that lady that talked to me. For some reason, I was driven to call her, and I asked her how she's doing, blah blah blah, and it came to all this. Well,
Hmm.
it wasn't maybe 4 days ago. I literally prayed, show me something. I mean, I'm dealing with this, Lord. Um, Show me something.
Hmm.
Show me a little bit more, because I'm at almost at a dead end, and boy did he,
Yeah.
boy
That's
did
awesome. Wow.
he.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's amazing. I mean, you got
yeah.
some incredible stuff, and I know there's so much more that we need to talk about on maybe a future
Um,
episode.
yeah, we can wrap it up because it has been 2 hours, which is awesome. Can you imagine?
Dude,
It's
that
been two
flew
hours.
by.
yeah,
It's already 11:30 for you, so I feel worse for
yeah,
you. But
yeah.
um,
It's all right.
I appreciate you taking the time. If is there anything else you want to say? Any other final thoughts, or um, anything you want to say to to our passengers, if you will? That's what we call them.
Our passengers. If they are serious, one thing I can give them, if you are serious about going out and exploring and trying to connect with a being that even if you've seen or not seen,
Hmm.
go out with an open mind, number one, and a loving heart. Don't have any hate in your heart. Um, they won't show themselves to you. They won't. There's more there is bad uh angry Bigfoot, very few of them, and dogman, but go out there and they will protect you. If you have a connection, they will protect you anyway. Um but yeah, go out there with an open mind, um somber mind, and a loving heart for them, and a love for nature. And I think you have a very good chance of having a good experience, because I
Right.
have.
Well, I really
And then,
appreciate
like
it,
I
John.
said, I need to get back on this station so I could tell the
Yeah.
rest of my stories.
Yeah,
But
we'll definitely have you on and
Yeah, for sure.
continue to follow like our pages because we always try to post things and we'll continue to be in touch. And Marie is the reason we got a hold of you. So the fact that Marie was
absolutely.
and she's great too. You know what's funny is she showed up at Phenomicon and she was just standing there looking down at me and we had our booth and I'm like I look up at her and I'm like, who's this lady? And she's just smiling and she's like, I saw you guys online. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, hey, nice to meet you.
yeah.
And it was just the funniest
It's that
experience.
connection, man. It's like it's an energy. It's a
Yeah.
love and energy connection, man.
Yeah, I felt that
When I see
energy and
people,
connection with
I
her.
I walked up at people at the Great Florida Bigfoot Convention, and they don't know me, but I've seen them online, and I have such a joy to meet them. And like I said, I met so many great people like y'all. It's super, man. We have a connection. It's
Mhm.
great. It's
Yeah.
Love it.
great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, thanks, John. We'll
All
stay in
right.
touch and we'll let you go and I'll let you know when this gets closer to being posted. It'll probably be like around almost 2 weeks out because we actually have to post Marie's.
Yeah,
And then
Marie's
we'll
is the next
Yeah.
and
one.
then you'll be
Yeah.
next after
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. Yep.
I seen that. The cool.
All
All
right,
right.
man. Well, we appreciate you, John. Have a great rest of your night
Yeah.
and
And
we'll talk to you soon,
props
okay?
at Mid Florida Bigfoot Research.
Yeah.
All
Love
right,
y'all
Yeah.
sounds
guys.
good.
All
All
right,
right, see you,
brother.
John.
We'll see you.
All right. Bye bye.